The lower seed, obviously you're fighting the tougher fights first, so isn't that almost more of an accomplishment when you make it to the end?
Oh yeah, proving everybody wrong and going against the odds. It's definitely a big challenge. It's a challenge that I'm up to.
Abel, I want to ask him the same question about how did you feel about the seeding when he landed in the?
I just wanted him in the tournament. I just wanted him in the tournament because, as you recall, 10 years ago or something like that, Andre Ward came in as the bottom seed too, 16-0 or something like that, and won the whole thing and is a superstar. It all depends on Ryan, what Ryan wants. I've always said that it takes 3 or 4 fights with me completely to get to the point where they do what I like for them to do. I think he's at the point now. So if he's at that point now, why not test him against the best in the world? He'll be a star by the time this is finished.
How do you see his first fight playing out in the tournament?
I don't think Josh Taylor has the skills to beat Ryan Martin. He doesn't have the skills. He's a big puncher, but as you saw in the Postal fight, he was confused. So it's just a matter of us getting ready, making sure that everything is correct, making sure that nothing goes wrong, and having Ryan be Ryan.
When you watch the Postal fight, do you kind of take something from that, or are you just kind of you're going to do your own thing?
Oh yeah, man, I took a lot from that fight. Of course, there's many more other fights I have to watch of him, but that particular fight, pistol fought from long range, he had success, and he was fighting him in spurts, and it was a good fight, and Taylor had his moments and Pistol had his moments, so it was just about staying disciplined and sticking to the game plan.
You seem to be having a lot of fun with Joe Joyce up there. Just having them. I see you guys messing around a lot. Just for you, how's that? And I have a question for you with that as well.
In Big Bear, first it's always hard work, and we can find in time between that to joke around, to play, because we do want to have a fun environment. But the number one rule is to work hard and just become better.
Were you surprised when Triple G made that shot sitting down?
Yeah, that's my shot. Yeah, it was amazing. And then he challenges everybody else to do the same thing. So it's definitely fun to be in camp with him and learning from him. Actually today we trained this morning, and in the middle of his workouts he would stop and help us, help me, help Joe, help the other fighters. He'll stop his workout and help. So that's one thing I really like being around G.
Abel, just for you, I see them having a lot of fun. Obviously, in the camp, in the gym is a different story. It's business, but do you kind of like that the fact that your fighters kind of get along so well outside of camp and everything, and have that camaraderie and be able to kind of come in the gym and put in the work?
I think from the beginning, that was the whole idea. That was, for me anyways, the whole idea to make sure that it wasn't an environment that was electric. We go into a lot of gyms, and that corner doesn't talk to that corner, they don't like each other. Another corner, I want my guys to be able to joke, to be able to be like a family. Look, they don't get in the ring together, but they're supported. They feel the support from the rest of the guys. I think that's important. I think that's important for them not to want to come to the gym. As soon as we have animosity, as soon as we have that dissension in there, then I want to have less work. I want to have less quality work. What G did today, once he finished sparring because we were going to be here, and then these guys are hitting the bag and doing other things, and he's over there coaching. I think it's important for them to see that a guy at that level still has the time and wants them to be successful, and is willing to partake in whatever instructions he can.
How invaluable is that, just as a coach, having a guy at the top and still does that?
I think that's one of the reasons why these guys are going to be very successful. Because if a guy at the top like that can come down and explain to you not so much how he does it, but how to try it a different way. Hopefully when these guys get to that level, if they do, they will do the same thing. I think it's important for all the young kids coming up to have a mentor, and if G can be their mentor, what better mentor than that?
Thank you guys. That's it for me. Thank you.
Ryan,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. Ryan, in a time when a lot of young prospects are having difficulty finding fights or just landing on card, is it a relief to participate in one of these type of tournaments where you know for a fact there is a fight? If that fight, win that fight, and there are fights that will happen consecutively without any guesswork or negotiations or all the other things that go with it?
Oh yeah, to have a plan already set out for you, and you just have to keep winning, and it's definitely a relief, some sort of relief, to know you're supposed to fight this date or that date, and against this opponent. I know it's coming up as a prospect. Your promoter, your manager supposed to keep you busy, but this is the big fights. These are fights that mean this is what you work so hard to get to, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
The fact that all of these fights are big fights, do you feel this will do more for your ultimate legacy in the sport by participating in this tournament at this time with all of these top competitors instead of kind of navigating to, negotiating to get other types of fights that may not be the top opposition?
Definitely, because I'm fairly new to the division, moving up from 35, and big wins in this tournament, winning this tournament will definitely, where this kid come from? Where who was this Ryan Martin kid? And I'm very grateful to be on this platform that Tom, Abel, and my manager provided for me. So we just gotta get in there. We gotta fight.
When you all gathered together for the gala, what was the atmosphere with each other like? Was it, hey, how you doing? Or was it, did you all kind of side-eye each other? What was that vibe like when we were all together?
It's funny because, I think all of us, we show respect all to each other, but when it actually started, it was so much tension up there from all the fighters, and that's how you know it's going to be a good tournament, because, we all want to win. We all got that urge in us, and but end of the day, I think everybody treated each other with respect. Some fighters were more funny than others, and it was definitely a good experience, and I look forward to the fight dates and the venues.
I was going to ask you that next. When you were all together, who was more over the top and really talkative? Who was the most reserved? Who was the dynamic like of the group? Because you're going to be together a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question. I'm more of a reserved type of person. I don't talk much. I'm not trying to get to become best friends or anything. We're getting there. We do what we're supposed to do to promote the World Super Series, and that's it for me. So, that's a question I really don't know.
Excuse me, Ryan. Can you speak a little bit about how he entered the tournament, what I was talking about?
Ryan, if you remember, he was the headliner for the first Hollywood Fight Night show that we had here. So you see with the activity, with the tutelage of everything he's learned with Abel Sanchez up in Big Bear, California, we really pushed hard. Once Ryan made that transition from 135 to 140 pounds, we feel like he's just kind of blossomed as a fighter. He's such has a big frame, long arms, tall fighter for 135. I think he was really draining himself. I think we saw that in the Rojo fight. He just wasn't looking like he was, up to his abilities. And as soon as he made the transition to 140, it just you could really see the explosiveness in his style. And I lobbied hard. I have a good relationship with Kali Sauerland and the tournament, and Abel had Murat Garcia that went all the way to the finals. It was competing in Moscow, so Abel's very familiar with the format of the tournament. So with that experience that Abel has, and Tim lobbied very hard as well from his side, and I think Ryan's going to surprise a lot of people at the tournament. Josh Taylor is a great fighter. This division is very deep with Prograis and Taylor and a lot of the other guys. But I think Ryan, just like if you remember, Andre Ward was a big underdog with the Super 6 tournament. Abraham was a favorite, Kessler was one of the favorites, and I think we're going to see a similar situation with Ryan Martin with this division. I think Ryan, under the tutelage of Abel, is going to surprise a lot of people what his capabilities are, and he's learning pretty much every day from what Abel tells me that he's up there. He's with Triple G, he was with Murat. I mean, he's training with so many high-level fighters up there that he absorbs their training techniques and their discipline, and he's going to turn a lot of heads when he enters the tournament.
How ready is he for this tournament? And you know the fans are going to rank the fighters from 1, 2, 3, and where do you feel Ryan's at going into this tournament?
Abel, what do you?
Well, first of all, he got bottom seed. He got number 8 or number 7 seed. So we're starting at the bottom. It's a matter of winning the first one and let's see who wins the next one. It's not really up to the fans. It's it's a progression. Once he's in the finals, and the fans can then decide what they think of him and what he has accomplished. When we go on the finals, I think that both guys that are there are stamp superstars.
Just being around guys like Gennady Golovkin, Kassev, mentally, does that make you stronger, more confident to be in that kind of environment with those kind of fighters, and it gives you like a mental edge going into fights?
Just those two that you named, just being around those two, it makes you it makes you want to go harder. It makes you want what they have.
Winner's mentality.
And they make you have that mentality. You know, just in Big Bear alone, you gotta have that it factor. But just being around those guys, it's great, and I'm grateful to be around Reg and G.
Tim, I know it's early in the process, but do we have a date we're looking at or a venue?
No, I heard all types of rumors. I heard it could be, in his hometown. I heard it could be in Ireland. I heard several different dates. Nothing's set in stone yet, so I've been leaning on our promoter to lean on Kelly to see, what the date is. But regardless of the date or the location, he's going to be in the best of shape. And I think right now you have a kid who's the most athletically gifted fighter in the tournament, and he's going to be the most conditioned. And I think him and Abel are going to, shock a lot of people.
Abel, what's been the biggest difference at 140 you've seen so far with him?
I think just his physicality. He at 35 in some of the fights, he just seemed like he just couldn't get it to the next level. At 140, he's having an easy time with the weight. He's having an easy time with the guys we put in front of him. But I think because he's not struggling in his mind, it makes it so much better.
Thank you.
Abel, how do you feel about Zero Mears? He's like the only 140 that's not participating, one of the top 140s that's not participating in this tournament. How do you feel about that?
Underneath, do the same exercises like Garcia and Golovkin do. So when he says they have to, is they're right alongside of them in the gym. You see them work out in the gym. So these 4-round, 6-round, 8-round fighters, or this tournament fighter now is doing the same things that these champions are doing. So it makes them better, but it also makes them mentally tougher because they're doing it alongside these two guys.
Speaking of those exercises, Ryan, have you ever worked out like that during a camp? It was kind of like a drill sergeant. Hey, got some good stuff going on here.
It's kind of pretty.
I know
It's not your orthodox type strength and conditioning.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and he pushes you through it when it gets when you make it harder for yourself, when you get through that workout, you feel accomplished at the end of the day after a big man workout.
Well, Andrew, it's only a 2-hour workout. Those strength and conditioning routines are only 2 hours, but there's no rest.
It's no stopping.
There's no stopping.
It's no stopping at all.
How did you develop that?
That's something I've been doing since I had Terry Norris back 35 years ago. It's just a matter of, a lot of folks talk about how the fighters of yesterday were better than the fighters of today, or are better than the fighters of today. Well, if the fighters of yesterday were better, why ain't we training like the fighters of yesterday? So I tried to develop a routine that encompasses a lot of the things that they did, and try to keep it old-fashioned, try to keep it old style, just try to keep it the way that they used to do it, because supposedly they were better than us today. So I want to emulate those exercises and those type of fighters.
Do you like this tournament style?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that it gives the exposure to guys that may not get the exposure. These are great shows for the fighters here, and HBO is a great platform, Showtime is a great platform, but I think that these tournaments pit the best against the best, or the possible best against the best, and there's belts involved, and the best part about it is that it's uniform. You know who you're going to fight next. We're going to watch a fight that's going to happen in maybe weeks apart, and we know that we're fighting that guy. 2 months later, and it's over with in 6, 7 months, 8 months. So you're able to plan your future instead of waiting around for that opportunity, which today the politics of boxing unfortunately don't allow for the fights that need to be made to be made.
And, considering the platforms though, if you go all the way back from Ryan's beginnings, he's been on every major platform that you could possibly be on in sports. And when you think of the the World Boxing Super Series, you know that this platform is tailor-made for somebody like Ryan because he's been on at the biggest and highest levels.
Abel, and of course, competed in the first tournament with the cruiserweights. Looking back at that now, does that prepare you more better to guide Ryan into this tournament, and maybe a few things that you can adjust to?
No. It shows us the platform. It shows us that we have to be ready. It shows us that we have to take care of our fighters, and we have to make sure they educate them that because we don't have 6 months to rest. We have a couple months and bam, we're back, or even a couple weeks and we're back in the gym because the next fight could be within a couple months. So we have to make sure that there's no injuries. We have to make sure that all the things that we're diligent about, we continue to be, because if we get injured in the tournament, there's somebody else going to be in the tournament. So it just makes us more focused on our work and on not getting overweight. That's one thing. Make sure that everything is in place so that when they call and they say the fight's in 7 weeks or 8 weeks, you're ready to go to work.
Abel, how do you feel about the platform of the zone where the series is going to play out, and do you feel it's going to give the winner of the tournament enough notoriety to kind of be that superstar that he should be, really?
I think if the fights are like the cruiserweight tournament was, if the fights are as good in every aspect of it, and all the fights, I think that's an automatic for them to be stars at the end of it. As far as the platform, anybody that's willing to put money into this business to help my fighters and my fellow coaches, I'm all for it.
This is like the